Hey guys, what you guys are about to learn today is going to be the most important concept you will ever learn about support and resistance. So please pay very, very careful attention, okay? We've all heard about support and resistance. We all try to trade it, but why doesn't it work? Okay, and how to fix it. So something very simple, but also very, very, very important, okay? So number one, what is support and resistance? Great question. When trading, right? Support and resistance are areas on a chart where we think the market can either make a move or reverse, okay? Where traders look at the chart and say, okay, at this area, the market is either supported the market or held the market from going higher. So we're either going to make a move up or down at this area, okay? Now, there are areas where most traders look to take a trade, either a breakout trade, whether we're going to break through support or break through resistance, or a reversal trade where we're going to hit resistance and go back down, or hit support and go back up. So support is like the floor, it's supporting you, right? Support is like what you stand on, okay? Resistance is like the ceiling, okay? So when traders talk about support and resistance, what they talk about is, okay, when we get to the ceiling, obviously the market should come down. When we get to the floor, obviously the market should go up, okay? So support, people think that the market is going to go up. At resistance, people think the market is going to go down, okay? But when people trade this, sometimes they don't get it exactly right, or they trade it, they say it doesn't work. Well, the reason is because support and resistance by itself was never supposed to be the reason you take a trade. This is where support and resistance is deceiving and why you're struggling. Even though you're a good trader, you understand technicals, you've looked at the YouTube videos, you've taken the courses, but why isn't support and resistance working? Or why isn't that demand and supply zone working the way it's supposed to be? Okay, if you understand this concept, your trading would improve 100%. Okay, and put it in the comments. Let me know because I know it will. It changed the game for me. Okay, the thing about it is that the market tries to trap people all the time with support and resistance if you don't know the game. Okay, if you don't know the rules to it, just like everything. There's rules to every game, okay? You can't be trying to play checkers with the same rules as chess. Okay, you need to understand that checkers and chess has different set of rules. Same thing with support and resistance. Support and resistance also has its own set of rules, and here they are: momentum, volume, and trend. Those are the rules of support and resistance. I'm going to say that again: momentum, volume, and trend. Okay, if you try to trade support and resistance without knowing the trend, without knowing the momentum, without knowing the volume, okay, you are literally shooting yourself in the foot. But with knowing this, you increase the likelihood your trade is going to work out 80% of the time. Okay, so how do we determine this? How do we kind of follow these rules? Okay, the first thing you need to do is that you need to understand and anticipate where the market could go. Okay, that's the number one thing. And we're going to go to the charts and I'm going to show you exactly how to do this. Number two, you need to look at the larger time frame to determine the trend of the market. Okay, the larger trend of the market needs to coincide with the smaller trend of the market. So whatever trend you're seeing on a larger time frame, whether that's the 4 hour chart or daily chart or even the weekly chart, it's the same trend you should be seeing on the smaller time frame when you take a trade. So, for example, if the larger time frame is bullish, which means we've been going up, 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 up for the last 3 or 4 days, then I'll be looking for trades to go up. In uptrend days, support is stronger than resistance. And in downtrend days, resistance is stronger than support. Okay. So you need to trade where there's the most volume and momentum. That's the second rule. Okay. So number one, look at the larger time frames to determine the trend. Okay. You need to know when the most volume and momentum enters the market. And this is just as simple as trading the most volume or volatile sessions. 9:30 a.m. to 11 a.m. Eastern time. That's the New York session. Sometimes 1 to 4 a.m. in the morning. That's when the London session opens. If you're trading ES and NQ, okay, and then enjoy your win. So I'm going to go to the charts. If you implement this, okay, and you go in with large size, you can make $1,500 a day, $1,000 a day, and pass these platform challenges in literally 1 to 3 days. I pass them all the time, literally in 2 to 3 hours, because I understand this. So, for example, if we go to the chart, right? Let's look at ES here. Okay, let's look at ES here. This is ES. Sorry, this is NQ. NQ represents the tech companies in the United States. Okay, so what I want you to do is this is what we're going to trade, and I usually do 3 MQ contracts with this. Okay, and that means that for every point it moves up, it's going to move up $60. First thing you want to do is identify the support and resistance. Well, on this chart, I'm using a square to kind of, see where the support and resistance is. You can use whatever tool your chart wants you to use. But for example, over here is clearly resistance, right? When we came up here, we clearly fell. So I just highlight the general area. So that's resistance. Okay, great. And this is on the daily chart. Okay. Over here is a floor. So this general area right here is a floor. I'm going to highlight this general area. And here's the thing, guys, it doesn't have to be perfect. That's the beauty of it. I highlight that general area. That's a floor. This area right here looks like a ceiling, resistance, okay? And then you can literally go from left to right, drawing support and resistance. Like this area right here, that's a floor. Boom. Okay. That's a floor. So wherever you have areas where the market goes sideways for a period of time, and we have a sharp move either up or down, those are the areas you want to highlight. So this area right here is literally like a floor because we moved up right after it. And this little area right here is also a floor. Okay. So we're kind of drawing the floors and ceilings. But here's the thing I want you to notice. This is on the daily chart. Over the last several days, the market has been going down. So this is definitely a bearish scenario. We're going down. So on days where we're going down, guess what? Resistance is stronger than support. Okay. So what you want to do then is make sure that you're drawing the resistance for these days. So this area was resistance for a long time. Okay, we got that down. Okay, any other areas of resistance? This area right here also looks like resistance. So we're going to draw and highlight that. And just highlight every area of resistance that you see in the market. It's super important to do so because that's what you're going to be trading. This area right here looks like it's been resistance. And this area right here is going to be a perfect example of this. Okay. And a lot of times, old resistance becomes new support. Okay. So look at this area right here. Okay. Before we came to this area, the market has been going down the last several days. So we've been on a downward market. This area right here became resistance. You guys see that? Okay. Over the next couple of days, this area, let's say, became support. And this is where people get messed up. Every time we came to resistance, we came down. Every time we touched this area, we kept coming down until today. But a lot of people will say, okay, this area is support. Let me go long here. Let me buy because I think it's going to go up. But you see that we broke through it. We broke through it by a lot. So this is where a lot of traders make their mistake right here. Okay. Because we're going to have an area of support where the market literally held this area right here, okay? But we broke through it once, and not only once, we broke through it twice. We broke through it here, okay? We broke through it here, and we also broke through it here. The problem is, if you went long right at this level right here, you would have lost all your money and you'd be like, oh, support and resistance doesn't work. No, that's not why it didn't work. The reason why this didn't work is that because we're in a downward market over the last few days, okay, support is weaker. So you have to make allowances for that and be extra careful when going into longs. But you can see that when we're on a downtrend, okay, resistance is very strong. Every time we touched it, we usually had a huge move down, okay? Now we're having a reversal. We're having a reversal. So now that we're having a reversal, guess what? Support is now strong again. And when I talk about anticipating, okay, I came here and I said, listen, you want to anticipate, understand and anticipate where the market could go. Okay, now that we're going up again, we know that, okay, this is the next area of support where the market could go up here. You guys see that, right? Okay, great. So if I go long here or even here, I'm willing to hold the market and say, okay, good. The support is now here. I'm going to take it all the way to the top. Or once we broke this old area of resistance and went back, we came back into it. I'm going to take this trade long. Why? Because I understand that we still have a ways to go up. Okay, we still have some room to move. So the old resistance became new supports. Okay, and then I'm able to take this trade, get in long here, and go all the way up and touch this. And with NQ, literally this happened today from 2 p.m. to about 8 p.m. Okay, but let's just say you caught 1 hour of this from like 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. That's literally 170 point move. That right there with three contracts is about 5K. You would have passed the challenge literally in 1 hour just by understanding the support and resistance thing. Okay, so what you got to do, guys, is understand. Okay, on the larger time frame, this is the 30-minute time frame, but more so on the 4 hour, what is the direction of the market? We were bearish for so long. You guys see that, okay? But now it looks like we're reversing and becoming bullish. Okay, we're coming up. Okay, so when we're going up, support is stronger than resistance. But when we're heading down, resistance is stronger than support. Look at how when we're heading down, look at this. We came in here, every time we came to resistance, we flushed. Came to resistance, we flushed. Try to come up, we flushed. Because in a downtrend market, guess what? We were breaking, this was supposed to be support right here, guys. Look at this. This area was supposed to be support, but we flushed through it. Why? Because in a downtrend market, support is very weak. They're weaker. So if there's a lot of momentum, a lot of volume, you see how a lot of these candles are moving very strongly, especially on a 5-10 minute time frame. Okay, what I want to do is recognize the trend. Okay, so right now the trend before was bearish. We were going down. So on a bearish trend, I'm looking for a play to go to the downside. So every time we come up to resistance, I'm looking to go short. In likelihood, in reverse, right now when the market seems to become bullish to a certain degree, whenever we come up to support, I'm looking to take it up. When we come to on a bearish trend, on a downward trend, when we come to resistance, I'm looking to take it down. On a bullish trend, when we're going up, when we come to support, I'm looking to take it up. Here's the key. You're going to ask, Josh, we're in this area right now. Could this become a bearish trend again? Could we go downward again? And the answer is yes. But I think we want to at least touch this area, which is why anticipation also plays a huge key in this. So I think we're going to come all the way up here first before we start rejecting. Okay. But let's see what happens, because this area right here has established the beginning of a bullish trend. Let's see whether it holds. But if I was trading pure support and resistance, or supply and demand, which this is, I'm going to first determine, okay, are we in a downward trend or upward trend? Okay, great. We're in a downward trend. And because we're in a downward trend on the larger time frame, even on the smaller time frame, this was today. Okay, this was literally today. Today was Wednesday. On the smaller time frame, because we're in an upward trend and the market opened at 9:30, we were in an upward trend. I was just looking for opportunities to go long. So once we came into the area of support right here, see how we tagged this area almost exactly right here? Once we came here, I'm going to wait for confirmation. Okay, confirmation meaning that I want the candle to open above the previous candle. So this candle right here is where I might go long, or this one right here. My stop would be below here, okay? And my profit target one will be right here. And my profit target two will be all the way up top. Why all the way up top? Because that's where the next area of resistance is. Okay, so that's how to trade this very profitably. That's the game changer. You want to analyze the larger trend and make sure that whatever trend the larger trend is, that's what you want to trade intraday for the most part. If on the larger time frame we're going up, well, look to be extremely confident when we come to support areas and demand zones. If the overall trend is bearish, then look to be more confident when we come to resistance areas or supply zones. So you see right here, we came to a resistance area. I might have tried a short here, okay, and I would have been up right now to a certain degree, right? And that's a trade I'm willing to try because overall we're still in a downtrend. But if you see something that's crucial, if you really draw a trend line, and this is where the word trend is your friend comes from. If you draw a trend line like this, you see that we're trying to break this downward trend. So once we break this downward trend officially, then I'll become more and more and more confident in the market going up. But until we break it, I don't mind us going short at resistance. And you see, you would already be up about 2K if you're taking a short right there. Because you have to understand the larger time frame. You have to understand that, okay, where could the market go up or where could the market go down? Like if we reject here, we can come all the way down to this area right here, which is pretty much what we did. Okay. We came down to this little area right here, and you see that's where the market bounced. If we break this area, we can come all the way down here and keep coming down. Okay, so me being aware of that, if I wake up tomorrow morning and we're above this line, every pullback I'm looking to go long. Okay. But if I wake up tomorrow and we're below this line, every time we go up, I'm looking to go short. I'm looking to take the market down because I'm looking at the larger time frame, which is still technically bearish. Okay. I'm analyzing where the market could go. Okay, these are the spots it could go. And I'm also analyzing the potential direction and volume the market is having. Okay, so that's how you trade this. For the longest time, we were stuck in this range, and if you got into this range, I would have been patient and waiting for shorts because those were a surefire thing. And whenever the market went short, you see it went fast because we're in a downtrend market. Versus if we were in an uptrend market, look at this. Like this is an uptrend area. Okay, every time we came down, it was very short. Then boom, rage. Short move down, boom, rage, because it's an uptrend market. So if you were trading these past few weeks here, I'll be going long. Any pullback, I'm going long. Versus now, it seems to reverse, as you guys can see. Every time we go up, boom, flush, boom, flush. So that's how you determine what your bias should be for that day, okay? And where you should be careful or not careful. So even if it's a downtrend and I want to go long, like today was a bullish day, there was a downtrend, okay? I would be careful at areas of resistance. So if I got in long here, when we got here, I'm taking profits. Yes, I missed out on a little bit. I'm taking profits here. And then once we broke above and we came back into it and then we held, then I would have went long here because then I now have that extra confirmation to go to the next level or to the next resistance area. Does that make sense? So that's super important when you're talking about supporting resistance and trading supply and demand zones. Okay? Hope that makes sense. Chat soon. If you have any questions, there's a button where you can click to reach out to me, and I can answer questions for you and do more coaching on this, and also trade live with me.